This is a Terminator LED light. It is an H13 or a 9008 light. I've been told these are a plug-in replacement for the high-low beam headlights that are normally halogen on my 2005 Nissan Leaf S. Some of the Nissan Leaf trims had LED headlights or partial LED headlights. My car has halogen for both the high and low beam, and I've found them to be a little anemic. Now, these are advertised as 26,000 lumens, so they are brighter than the Nissan Leaf. I've been told that they are equivalent in brightness to what comes on like a Chevy Bolt. But they are not so bright as to be kind of off-road illegal lights, because I don't want to be blinding other people. There's enough people out there with super bright headlights that I don't want to be one of those people. So they include these white gloves to put them on, which is a little funny because keeping your hand oil off of halogen bulbs that get super hot, that's a thing, you know, keeping it off the glass. I'm not certain if that's actually required for these bulbs, but because they've given me the gloves, I will use said gloves, especially when I'm taking the halogens out. I'm going to be saving those halogens just in case I need to put them back in. So these guys here are supposed to be just, you know, plug in, the plug works perfectly fine, it snaps in. Supposed to be just direct replacements for my LED lights. We're going to try that out. So I paid with my own money $42 for these lights. I've seen them low as $39.99 with a coupon right now. And we'll find out if they're worth the $40 upgrade. So I am going to be doing a before and after comparison with my Nissan Leaf here. To do that, I'm going to first drive down a road towards a camera with the low beams on, because I normally drive around with the low beams on most of the time, with the halogen lights. Then I will look at the garage door with these lights shining at the garage door. I'm going to be taking pictures with the camera where I can manually set the exposure to a set you know, exposure and aperture and everything manually, so that when I change out the bulbs to LEDs, I can take another picture with the exact same camera settings and see, you know, the apparent brightness on the garage door if that's increased. And then I'll drive by the camera again with the LED bulbs. So we'll have a before and after for kind of the drive-by experience as well as the just shining light on a garage door experience from the same location. I have the put upwards. I'm not going to do it vertically. It's going to be more like an angle like that to go in and then flip it vertical to stay in place. Alright, let's see in the daytime if we can tell which one I replaced. Oh look, the right side is brighter, or at least it's much whiter. So we're replacing a warm white halogen with a cool white LED. I personally prefer warm white myself, but I can't buy the LEDs in that particular color. So that's high beam, that's low beam. And you can see the halogen on the other side, barely, but it's obviously, the LED looks a little brighter in the daytime. I suspect it is brighter. So this is an easily reversible operation if you save the old bulbs. These bulbs here were in the car for about 9 to 10 years and they have not burnt out yet. So as halogen bulbs go, they're pretty good. I don't do a lot of night driving, but you know, that's pretty good lifespan for them. I don't know if the LED bulbs will, you know, presumably they can last longer than halogen. I don't know if the control electronics are up to that, so I'm going to keep these around as a spare. So in the daytime, this is the low beams. I mean, they're clearly on. Daytime running light purposes are fine. They're definitely not too bright in the daytime. So I always felt that the OEM halogens were a little underpowered. But I am quite quite happy with the brightness of these LEDs. I don't think they're like super blindingly bright like some people's LED aftermarket headlights, but I think they are keeping up with the Joneses, so to speak, making this Leaf have kind of traditional powerful headlights.